For sure. Yeah, so I'm the general co-founder and founder of Ape Militia. So the Ape Militia is the first ever Bitcoin mining integrated 3D NFT collection. What that basically means is we have a Bitcoin mine behind the NFTs. So for every two that you own, you're going to receive an annual Bitcoin payment. That snapshot is taken randomly throughout the year. We have a reason for that, which I'll get into that more later. But if you do own two of them, you'll be able to go into the private holders area and see where the mine is and watch how much Bitcoin it's producing. Of course, that exact number is not going to be the total amount divvied out at the end because you have to pay mining fees and that kind of stuff, but it'll be somewhat close to that. As well as we're building an island in the metaverse through Dystoria, which we're super excited about. We have an awesome community. We feel our NFT is going to soar in value. Currently, we've been at least 2x our mint price, our floor right now, other than we had an incident today where one of our members got scammed into somehow verifying his wallet somewhere, and they grabbed 10 of his Ape Militia NFTs, listed them at, like 0.29, and they've been working their way down, but we know which ones they are. So there are some out there. There's 10 of them that are under the value of the mint. Feel free to rescue those because they're a steal at they're half the cost right now. But we were able to reimburse him because we're still in a position to do that. But yeah, the reason we founded Ape Militia was I have a long history of Bitcoin mining with another company I own called Bitcoin Asset Group, and that kind of handles all the mining side of everything. We set up individuals, investment groups to mine Bitcoin. So as far as having like the vendors, being able to get the co-locations and all the stuff that goes into that, we already had that dialed in, and we were looking for a way to, one, get in. It's expensive to mine Bitcoin, so we wanted to find kind of a fractional entry point, and then we kind of tied it together that NFTs were a chance to do that. And if we're total Bitcoin maxis, so as you see, everything moves with Bitcoin. There's no doubt about that. And we feel it's the king and it's super undervalued. So to be able to earn Bitcoin with having a cool NFT and all these utilities, we felt it was kind of a no-brainer. I also fell in love with NFTs, had been rugged. I've been on a server as they pulled the plug, literally typing as it went away. Oof. And I really couldn't stand how, so in some of these communities I really loved and was having such a great time, and then they turned so sour so fast. And I wanted to build something that I was having a really fun time with and actually be in control of it and do something right where that community could keep going on. And we've been able to do that with Ape Militia. It's been pretty special.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys got a lot going on, and it's definitely coming from a place of passion, so that's really cool. So I know you guys have a lot of big plans on your roadmap, and could you, I guess, get into a little bit more about those different plans and how you guys are going to add utility to the NFTs themselves so that they actually, have more value than just the picture behind them?
Of course. And so one thing we've done that's pretty special is we've sold 1,187 NFTs, I believe. So we're, not even at 12% sold. And a lot of these, you'll watch a roadmap and they have, this happens at this percent, this happens at this percent. And a lot of it is so like far-fetched and all that, where our two major things, number one was start a Bitcoin mine that is behind these NFTs. And we've already done that. We've purchased the first 5 miners. They're going to go live in July. The main goal was to buy 100 of them, which we will do within by the time we sell out. And then we said we're going to even double that to do 200, which we will do by the time we sell out as well. And then it was also creating, something in the metaverse or some type of like we call it like an ultra luxury country club resort type of place to hang out with, like day clubs, nightclubs, pools, all social activities. So we teamed up with Dystoria, and they're building us our own island, the whole deal decked out. We got like boat racing, car race, shoot 'em up games. They're doing all these kind of like battle royale stuff with us, and they've got a whole cool thing going on with their whole metaverse anyway. So really, that was our two like major things, and we're already knocking into those, right? Like those are happening. So everything else on the roadmap is just continue to really grow the mine, which we're going to continue to do, and we expect our NFTs to kind of soar in value. One, because there's a really strong diamond hand community because no one wants to miss out on those Bitcoin rewards. And at the same time, you never know when we're going to take that annual snapshot to then get the Bitcoin too. So you have all this utility, you have Bitcoin being earned, and you have these everyone wanting to hold on to the NFTs. So as soon as we sell out, then you're going to see if anyone does want them, the price is going to be extremely high. It's already normally, like I said, double the mint price, but it just so happens that those 10 got somehow taken from one of our community members, but those will get gobbled up in no time. So yeah, we feel like we're crushing what we set out to do, which we planned from the start.
Gotcha. And then what's kind of your experience with Bitcoin mining in the past? Because I know, like, if somebody doesn't know what they're doing and they're going and buying these ASIC miners, that you have to kind of know how to set them up and whatnot. There could be a lot of problems that would potentially arise if you don't know what you're doing. So, do you have experience in that already?
A long experience. I've mined a bunch of different coins and been in Bitcoin mining for several years. I first heard about Bitcoin when it was at like $12, I think it was.
Oh wow.
So been well involved in Bitcoin. Didn't get when I first heard about it. I wanted to get it, but it was really tough. You couldn't go on a Coinbase, like host a node and do all these steps, which I didn't get right there at that time. But I was still able to get in early enough. But then we started mining it and trading and all this kind of stuff. And so now we built this whole business on, like I said, with individuals and investment groups. Everything is done at these trusted co-locations. We don't touch the miners. There's people monitoring them 24/7. We have you'll be able to go to a web page to watch the mine happening live, see how much Bitcoin's being mined. Anything happens, they're right on there to fix them, but or get them back online. So when you have them in a place like that that's doing this, and that's all they do, it's not that difficult. It's just a matter of trying to find a place like that and be able to get in and have someone that that you trust is actually going to do everything there for you. So on our end, we had all that covered completely. But if you're new to it, like you'd think, oh, I'll just get a Bitcoin miner and I'll set up my house. Well, if you want the sound of a jet engine at your house, feel free. But it's not convenient to do at your house, so not something like that. But yeah, when we set up the miners, they're like 95% uptime, even maybe higher.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's great. I know I've seen a couple of videos of like mining farm tours, and people are just wearing headphones, like noise canceling headphones, because it's so loud. So that's funny that you mentioned that.
Oh, you have to. And the heat too, forget about it. Like there's no way it's gonna go into your house. Like we talked about that when we first started mining, and then it was like, no, we'll find some co-locations, and started there, and then partnered up with some really big names, and now we're set. Like even if someone come in and said, hey, we need to get 1,000 miners for our project, because we do sell miners on the side and all that, we can do all those things.
Gotcha. And then moving on to kind of like the metaverse side of things, that the private island that you guys are building out, is that going to be utilized as another form of revenue for the holders? Like, are there going to be like charges for outside members to kind of join in, or is that just going to be exclusively for the NFT holders?
So right now it's planned to be exclusively to the NFT holders. We're thinking about making an area where like you could pop in and see, but like it'd be like a closed off area. You can only go so far, kind of have a look of like what it's like in there and an idea of what the island's like, because we're going to be selling housing and plots of land and the whole deal. Also, there'll be plenty of things you can kind of upgrade and enjoy your experience in there. We're teamed up with also a market research company, which is working on doing a lot of stuff in the metaverse. So we're going to offer that to our holders to be able to be first up, and if they want to take those spots to earn money there, and also in real life too, because I have a close relationship with them. And then just building out more opportunities for revenue there too, whatever kind of comes our way. The MAM Island should be pretty amazing though. I mean, these guys, it's built on Unreal Engine, which I believe did a few of the GTA games. I think they had something to do with the latest Tony Hawk, and it looks so legit, like way better than I ever could have imagined. Not that I have a ton of time to be playing in the metaverse lately, but once we're built, I will.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Unreal Engine. Just the quality of of a product that they can produce. It's pretty absurd from what I've heard.
It's so clean, like amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there? I guess what else is there to holding one of the Ape Militia NFTs?
I mean, we're doing a lot of fun stuff in there in our community. One, I mean, everyone just we do like the what is it, the Royal Rumble? Is it a Royal or I forget uh, Battle Royale or one of those we've been doing a lot of, which have been fun. Some of like the fan art stuff. We're always doing kind of cool giveaways here and there. But really, it's just, the community doing its thing, the Bitcoin behind it. Then you have the metaverse, which is coming just to give us all more ways to get together. And then, we'd love to do like a big kickoff party once we sell out, the whole normal deal like that. We're working on our merchandise line coming, and so we can kind of get out there like Bored Ape Yacht Club does, and see like the pictures of Mam here and there, whatever we're doing. Just kind of having fun with it, and yeah, I mean that's kind of our main things there. But the coolest thing with our NFT, which is different than anyone else out there. So like you go into what other project can you walk into and say, okay, so I'm buying this NFT, and when do I start to get my money back? Let alone being able to ask a question to someone creating an NFT. A lot of them are like, here's 10,000 of them, and we're going to start a club, and that's it. And you just got to hope that it moons because it gets popular for a little bit. With ours, it truly never loses value. I mean, you're earning Bitcoin annually, so as long as you hold it, you're going to guarantee to get your money back. No doubt about it. And then as soon as everyone wants to hold it and it keeps going up, I think the price of the NFT is going to far surpass the amount of Bitcoin that it's worth too. So I think we're doing a pretty unheard of thing there.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely like how you guys are putting the community first. Now, like for as far as like overall market conditions, I feel like I know how you're going to answer this question, but there's a statistic that says something like 92% or NFT sales are down 92% since their peak, and also like 98 or 99% of NFTs are going to fail over the next few years, or whatever the narrative is there. How would you respond to that, like somebody with that kind of biased when looking at different NFT projects, and kind of say why your project wouldn't, or even say why NFT projects wouldn't collapse that hard? Because I guess like a lot of people outside looking in say the NFTs are a massive bubble.
Well, I completely agree with you there too. So when I first heard about NFTs, I was very skeptical. I've come to find that there is so much value to them, not as just like as a cool profile pic and the other things, but you start applying all these amazing utilities to it. We haven't even scratched the surface of what NFTs can do. As far as like a lot of the projects that have zero utility and it's just a piece of art, other than like, your Bored Ape Yacht Club and CryptoPunks and stuff like that, the few like blue chips. I think you're right. Many of them are going to fail, and they're going to crash hard at some point. It's almost like the was all the tokens being sold back in 2016, all the ICOs and all that kind of stuff, is the way I kind of felt it was like. But where we're different is, and where we're going to last, is the utility, right? We're the first ever Bitcoin mining integrated 3D NFT. We're also the first ever NFT project verified by the Obsidian Council, which is like the creme de la creme of being verified. Like basically, if we were to do anything wrong, like everyone can come knock on my door with all the videos and all the information you have to go through. It's like going to the CIA with them. So that being said, in our utility, strong community, earning Bitcoin, having the metaverse, and all we plan to do from there with charity work and this and that, if you don't have utility, we want to be the ones that came out and said, okay, if you don't do this going forward, we're going to set the standard here. Your NFT is going to be worthless. And the ones that aren't able to step up and do this, it's nearly going to be worthless unless you just have some incredible community behind you. That's kind of where we know we're going to be along for the long haul. There's just no doubt about it.
Yeah, I definitely like that answer. And just so we're on the same page, like I'm not saying like NFTs are garbage and worthless and 99.9% of them are going to crash. I asked that question as somebody with that perspective would ask that question. So
completely, and I'm with you too, because I see it too. And there's ones like some are cool, and you're like, look at, like, I always refer to kind of like moonbirds, because I look and I see there was like 25 or 30 ETH floor, and I like clicked on the thing, it just says the moonbirds are this and this, and there's a club. And I'm like, well, that can't be it. Like, how are we here at that number? And I understand things can go viral, and we really feel that we're literally just a one trader to come in, or one move to go in, and someone finds out about it, and then we end up at that level. And then you're like, because if you're in another NFT and you go, okay, I'm holding this NFT, it's here, it's worth this, but wait, it's not earning Bitcoin, and it's not doing that, and it's not doing that. Like what? It just becomes a no brainer at that point, right? Um, that's the way we kind of see it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that having, especially that legitimate value backing it through the Bitcoin mining rewards, I think that's going to set the standard for a lot of projects to actually have, this value that people are going to actually receive. Like, not just like the value of being part of a club, but on top of that value, there's also going to be, you're going to get these dividends every year. Did you say it was?
Yeah, it's annually exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that's definitely a huge part of having a sustainable NFT project.
Totally. And it keeps the community together. And when you have a community like this, all of a sudden everyone kind of starts working together. And you have a lot of people in various parts of life and different levels of success and all that. And then everyone starts to come together there. And then you never know what level you're going to go to, right? There's so many things that can be created just because you're a holder of that NFT. And I feel that's already kind of starting to happen with us. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's not talked about in our general that I'm DMing with people in our community where we're already doing deals on Bitcoin miners and this kind of stuff that are just total, you know, all because created by the community, but are not necessarily tied to it internally. And it's pretty amazing. It's just, you get some like-minded people and it's super cool.
Yeah, definitely. And out of curiosity, what percent of the funds, like when I go to purchase or mint one of these NFTs, what or how are my funds allocated? Like how much, like what percent is going towards miners, towards building the metaverse, towards you guys as the team, kind of all those different areas.
We don't have like an exact number of how that works. We just kind of basically see, what's coming in, what we're going to allocate towards this and that. So we're going to get a little more detailed with that with our V2 roadmap, because we have a big article coming out with Cointelegraph in a week or two, which we feel is going to do wonders for us. Because we feel. I mean, I can't wait to frame it and put it in my office. Just that we're going to be on there because I read that every day. But so they're going to feature us there. But literally, we kind of have it come in like we ask the community a lot of times, hey, we have X amount of funds. What do you want to do with this? Do we want to go buy? And like I asked them too, I'm like, do we want to pay a little bit for Cointelegraph? Do we want to go buy another miner? This and that. So we do ask the community with a lot of that stuff. Um, as far as like the founders and trying to keep us going, it takes very little for us to keep us running month to month. So that's kind of a wash there, not a big deal. But yeah, majority of it goes back into just feeding that mine. Our main goal right now is as much as we can to get those 100 miners, and then from there we can go on and get the mutants out, which are sick. I cannot wait to get to the mutants, but we got to get through the this mint first.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely interesting. And you did mention the V2 roadmap. Do you want to touch up on that a little bit?
Yes, so
Give us a
that
sneak
one,
peek.
yeah, I'm gonna dig into our current roadmap, right? But I'm gonna start lay out currently what we've succeeded to do so far off of the first roadmap, and then kind of put some of those percentage, like now that we've done it, like okay, now we're at 25%. This is what we're gonna do. So that's where it came into more of being able to allocate what funds go where, and just because we know we want to complete the mine, get the metaverse up and running, get all the things detailed in there so we can move forward with that, and then we can get to the mutants, which are most likely going to be on another chain. uh just have not pushed too far on that yet because we got to stay focused on our main collection first. But the V2 roadmap will just give a lot of update on what we've done, and be just more clear on what we're going to do until we sell out. And we're not one of those ones that's like an absolute rush overnight. Like we're growing every day. We feel that we're a long run. We've never been this short term blow up and then hope to hold on. It's always been a long term. So if it takes us 6 months, it takes a year. We're not going anywhere. We're mining Bitcoin the whole way through.
Definitely. I like that you guys have that longer term outlook, and I think that a vast majority of people in the NFT space really lack that perspective. And I think that it is very crucial to definitely stick around for the long term to actually, think for the long term too. It's a wild concept.
I know, right? I mean, like, God, it can't be 100 ETH overnight. I mean, maybe it can, but that was never our intention. We just know that, we keep working hard. We'll crawl and walk, and then we'll run, and then we'll sprint, and then that's the way it's going to head. like I said, we're already at the 2x floor. Other than those few out there, we got the miners going. We got the metaverse going. We're in a good spot right now. There's a lot of good things happening. The article with Cointelegraph, doing left and right AMAs. Community is strong. We're referring a lot of people, and we brought the cool thing is we brought a lot of new people to buy NFTs. A lot of them are minting for the very first time. And I'm just so happy they're able to mint with the community where we know they're not going to get screwed over. Right? They're going to get what they've come in been sold, and that feels really good. That's just the way I kind of work in my personal life and other businesses. So that felt really good to have them get a great experience, and I think that will in return sell us so many more NFTs until we're sold out.
Gosh, yeah, I like it. I've got a couple more questions before we can move on to the community questions. My first one is, as far as like new projects popping up, and people have really cool ideas, and some of them have a lot of utility and could be viewed as competition. What is your plans to kind of stay ahead of the curve of competition and just make sure that you are the go-to NFT project if somebody wants a club with some extra utility with the Bitcoin rewards?
I think since we were the first and we've already kind of stamped our foot pretty hard out there, I think we're just, like I said, we're going to keep growing the mine and not just stop at one bit. Like we plan to just keep growing and growing until it hits a certain mark. Because when the mutants come in, half of that, I think it's going to be about half of that is going to go right into more miners as well. So we're going to be, and plus what we can get the miners for and our everything we have behind it is someone else is going to have to do something similar to us and be in the position we are, which not many people can do with our background. So I feel we're already a huge step ahead, and they're gonna have to play some serious catch up. And I honestly don't look too much out there because I'm so focused on just what we're doing and building our stuff. Because others will come, and that's fine. But I think we'll be in such a strong spot by then that it won't really matter.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then my last question is, if you look 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, where do you see Meta Ape Militia? And I guess what's your longer term vision?
That's a good question. So, I'd love just to look down there and see one that we've accomplished everything in our roadmap, which I know we're going to do, and then in our V2 roadmap, and then on to some other like fun projects along with this, almost like a because like I said, I think our floor is going to be extremely high at some point because you're just going to have people that do not want to sell these, and when you see Bitcoin go to 100,000 or 500,000, you're certainly not going to want to sell them, and that's going to send their prices really high. That's my prediction, and I'm super bullish on Bitcoin. But we've also looked into like we want to do some more like trader series kind of where it's not like you have to hold those as much because then we can kind of like they're like trading cards, right? We were big into baseball cards and all that kind of stuff, but ones that aren't going to have necessarily all the utility for them, but they'll be tied to Med Ape Militia, but ones that would just be fun to they can gain their value and all that, but just that they can be more of like a community NFT and be passed around and this and that. So that would be a fun thing to be able to make happen, as well as accomplish having an amazing community, a large floor, and a huge mine. And I don't see why we're not going to do it.
Gotcha. I like it. Well, if anybody from the audience has any questions, they can type them in the AMA questions channel. But we do have a couple questions from Houdini. His first one is, do you have plans partnering with Play to Earn games and using Meta Ape Militia?
Yes, Dystoria is also building their own P2E game, and they're actually one of the Meta 8 Militia skins will be in the game. So when that thing comes out, from what we've been told, Brian Porter with them was like, "Hey guys, you got to realize when we launch this, they've got some huge names already." He's like, "Your thing might just go crazy overnight." He's like, "It's that big." So I'm kind of trusting them on that, even though we're just worried about our island and that we just need an island to kind of do our thing anyway. But it's pretty exciting what they've told us so far. So yes, P2E, the whole deal. You're going to be able to earn, I think, their token on our island. There's a lot of stuff that we'll be putting out on there. And if you're a holder of our token, of our NFT, you can go into the holders only area and see the Metaverse Island, the MAM Island channel, and find out more.
Gotcha. Exciting stuff, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Then his other question is, will Meta Ape Militia Metaverse host other NFT projects in more of a party style of fashion?
You mean like bringing them into like you're saying like bringing them into the island? Is that what I'm thinking? Like,
I think that's what the question is asking. Yeah, maybe if he wants to clarify, he can, or if we got it
yeah,
right.
I haven't thought of that yet, but I'm sure there's going to be collabs like that because we've talked about. I'm a huge music fan, so I wanted to do, when I first brought it up to my co-founder, I was like, dude, we're going to host concerts in the metaverse. He's like, you got to be kidding me. What are you talking about? I'm like, no, I'm serious. And then all of a sudden, Snoop Dogg's and Sandbox and all this. So I would love to, host some concerts and do some cool stuff like that on our island. And at that point, if we have some great collabs, we could definitely bring them in and find ways to make that happen. So I would say yes, that's a great idea that we'll definitely put aside.
Yeah, I think that'd be super cool if you could get somebody like Snoop Dogg in for a concert that could
Uh,
get some
Seriously,
huge
right?
exposure.
I mean,
Yeah,
I have put on a concert before, and I have connections in that world, so I can definitely. We have people we can reach out for, just in a matter of how we're going to tie it into that back end. But I don't see why it couldn't happen.
yeah, that's super exciting. My dog is high AF asks, can you expand a little more on the deal that is going on for holders? He just minted his first one this morning.
Yes. So currently, we're doing this is the last one of its kind. So we've done some pretty crazy giveaways at this point, leading up to where we are now. I think it's really helped grow the community and get a lot more people in that may necessarily not have bought NFTs. But we're offering for the last time a buy one get two free, and that ends on at midnight Pacific Standard Time on this Friday. Um, I think in the Cointelegraph interview, we're offering starting in June. It's a buy four get one free, so you can see how it kind of totally flips the tables there. But this is literally the last time we're giving away a multiple of MAM NFTs for minting one. Other than like we do the battle royales and stuff, and we'll give one there, and we give tickets to get them and stuff. But other than that, like as far as a mint like that, this is the final chance. And remember, you need two. So for every two you hold, then you can earn a Bitcoin reward. So if you have three, only two of those are going to earn Bitcoin. So you always need to have an even number.
Gotcha. Good to know. The last question, actually, there's two more now. OXG asks, will there be a limit to the amount of NFTs that one person can hold?
I believe the limit right now is 50 per wallet. So there's not a limit as far as overall. We just put it to 50 a wallet. We felt that was a good number. And we have a lot of our clients that are, pretty big Bitcoin holders that wanted to be able to sock up a bunch of them. So we've like, okay, well, we can put 50 to a wallet. And if you want to do multiple wallets, that's all fine with us. So yeah, 50 to a wallet. You can mint, up as many as you'd like.
Gotcha. And then the last question in chat, right, at least right now, is just to clarify, since I minted and became a holder this morning, I don't get the two, but the next one I buy I will.
He does get the two. Yes. So I think I had sent, this is from my dog's High as Fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry. High as great name. Yeah, so he's gonna get his two. He just needs to send me his transaction hash, and then I can grab the address from there and send him the two.
Perfect. Well, thank you for clarifying that. But yeah,
Sure.
that is all of the questions in chat. Is there anything else that you guys have going on that we haven't touched up on that you'd like to?
We've got something pretty awesome coming up. I kind of announced it like a little bit last night about us kind of the militia going to war here with some of these dying NFT projects or ones that may have just failed to meet standards or the teams have bailed, but the discords are still there. That's about all I can say on it, but I think it's going to be pretty amazing that how Ape Militia is going to be able to go out there and rescue these other people that had this amazing experience and it's turned sour on them and bring them to Ape Militia so they can actually get the feel of when you're in a great NFT community or Discord, it's awesome. You always have people there to talk to and such a great feeling. And I've been rugged in them and all this, and it's just the worst. You're like, man, I was enjoying this so much, and now here we are with nothing. But I think there's a lot of those we can go out and save, and we're going to go one by one with the community helping us choose which ones to go to, and just raid those discords and get them over to Ape Militia. There's a whole commercial and video coming out on that too, so be on the lookout for that.
Ooh, we got some little bit of a teaser there. Okay.
Yes, no doubt.
I like it. I think that's definitely a unique idea that I haven't seen other NFT projects do.
We think it's going to be good too. Once they, it's just we can replace the the loss or whatever it may be. We'll find a way, but we got a pretty good plan in place.
Gotcha. I like it. Well, that is all of the questions from myself and the community. So, we thank you so much for taking your time to come on. I think that you guys are definitely a very unique and actually have a lot of utility behind the NFTs, and I really think that you guys are gonna see some good success, especially with the amount of marketing that you guys are doing with Cointelegraph and raiding the Discord servers. I think that is definitely a good combination for an upcoming NFT project. So thank you guys so much for coming on.
Awesome, Zach. Thank you so much for having us, and we're really excited with what you have going on here with Cardinal House, and we're willing to support any which way we can. It's pretty awesome work you're doing too. So we really appreciate you having us.